Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to everybody. Karibuni sana Simba Nest Radio, sauti ya mwananchi. Our contact numbers are 0728091656. Karibu saa ifike saa 10 ikibaki dakika 9. We had been planning to do this talk almost 1 hour ago, but there have been challenges. So tuanze kwanza mwenzangu ajiintroduce, aseme yeye ni nani, alafu tuanze.
Kwa majina ni Jane Naitore. And
Hasa Jane, babadi ya leo
ni nzuri.
Uko poa?
Hata weather iko fiti leo.
Okay. Hakuna wasiwasi ya mvua. You know,
kumekuwa na jua.
Of late it has been so challenging and the weather's been so embarrassing to our honorable governor. Mpaka the other day they set him up. Wakamuita this guy Jeff Koinange, akamuita lakini anasema sasa huyu ni governor. You know, he had so much hope when he was being elected. He had so much hope for Nairobi. He would say every now and then he had the call tune being itawak, hii lazima iwak. But sasa ikafika ni lazima iwak chini ya maji. Because almost 3/4 of the Nairobi sasa ilikuwa chini ya maji.
Funny thing ni like see ako responsible for it. It's a national disaster.
Sasa you see that's the problem. When the guy was campaigning to be elected the governor of Nairobi, he was saying things which are going wrong in Nairobi and which the new governor should set up to deal with. And I remember his first concern was saying the fact that Sonko shared power with the central government and had a deal with NMS, Nairobi Metropolitan Services, and so on. That meant Sonko should have resigned immediately. He realized he could not run Nairobi. But him, of late, when he lacked resources and could not run things, he just
just trying to escape the responsibility.
So he's just escaping the responsibility on is doing. Just kabla tujaendelea sana, wenzetu wametungoja na intro vitu moto ya Simba Nest Radio. Na tunafikiria kwa watatuelezea ama watatuonyesha na tuangalie ni mambo gani haya. Wacha tuwaachie dakika moja.
Mwananchi. Simba Nest Radio, sauti ya mwananchi.
Na juzi ilikuwa $100 per barrel.
I think we are allowing ourselves and this scenario, unajua we allowed ourselves, I would say the world community, international community allowed themselves to be set into this situation of I would call it a circle of violence. Iran hakuanza hii kitu tabia yake leo. They are saying even uko underground kitu wamewezwa now, there are so many missiles which have been bombed 200 meters, 300 meters underground.
Jesus.
Na America. Because their mentality was they were going to one day fight a war which is going to deal with the whole world. And we have seen this thing sometimes.
Yeah.
There are some states, if I would call them such, there are some nations or some states which sometimes feel that they just want to take over the world. I remember kama ile Iraq under Saddam Hussein. That was the year, I think, 1993. Long time ago. But the attitude was the same. Saddam Hussein, remember, at one time just wakes up in the morning and takes over Kuwait. He says Kuwait is the 19th province of Iraq. They start fighting, and immediately his first act was he was banning all oil fields. In other words, they are the sort of people who imagine Yakua, he has to be the head of state and the head of the world. And if he's not the head of the world, then dunia yote hii. Because definitely that is what much time doing. Iran had something sleeping cells, ndio hii hoodies unaonaga kama wako somewhere very close to Turkey there, creating terror 24/7. Ndio the ones in Lebanon are called what? I'm just missing here. It's not Hamas. Group also in Lebanon, which have been 100% sponsored by them. So they were sponsoring several terrorist groups, and with the idea ya kuwa, should anything happens to Iran, then all these guys are going to create chaos, are going to make the world unmanageable, and so somehow they would pocket countries like now Russia and China and tell them, no, we are really not fighting, we are really not encouraging anarchy in the world, that we are just fighting dominance of America. But when you look at it closely, it's not dominance of America, because they don't offer the world an alternative to a better way of living. Their first reaction, the very moment, is that they started doing what Iraq did the other time. Some Americans told them, no, we are used to that. We are even better than that. The Americans troops made sure they denied these guys access to those wells, which they would have burnt the way Saddam Hussein burnt wells before. And so there is no oil well, which is burning now at it. Now the Strait of Hormuz, here corner, is very close to Yemen. And you see Yemen, that is where these hoodies are operating from, which have been all along sponsored by the good guys, Iranians. Now Sahi wameweka that area, cannot, is impossible. Sometimes I don't know. We wish everybody well. You will find it now very difficult to wish such a person well. You would say vile Americans wanasema they need around 2 weeks wafagie hiyo inchi in such a way that it will now not be in a position to put people in harm, because there are countries which, when they have resources, the world is at peace. But it becomes apparent that there are countries ambao wakiwa with power, nobody will have peace. Hata utalala usiku.
That is true.
The condition they are putting people yakuwa, kama unataka meli yako ipite, you have to cut diplomatic relations with America. Nobody will agree to that, because nobody has ever put a head of state or a state kitu kama Kenya kuambia yakuwa, for you meli yako kupita kukuletea mafuta, then lazima ufukuze all Americans who are living in this country. Kenya can never do that because of international understandings, and also because so many Kenyans are in America right now. You expel their people. Will they not reciprocate by kufukuza pia watu wako?
They'll do it.
Yeah? It's a difficult thing.
And just when we thought the conflict could end,
yes,
there was this guy, an Ayatollah.
Yes.
His son was elected to continue the conflict.
To continue the conflict. And immediately he was elected, he said proudly, Yakwa, down with the evil empire, down with the Americans. And he just want to the father has been propagating. And you cannot, no country should exist with the sole purpose of trying to finish another whatever.
Yeah.
People agree ya kuwa there are excesses ambao Israel wao wanafanyia these their brothers Palestinians, but there are ways of addressing that.
Yeah.
There are ways of addressing that, and Palestinians have been sitting on forums which they should have addressed that. And when probably on 2024, when 7th of October, when Hamas moved and attacked Israel, and it was totally unprovoked, kidnappings, 107 people, I think 107 people were kidnapped on a peaceful whatever, when just enjoying what you can call basically a hiatus between Muslims and the Jews. People were shocked. Kenyans was really sponsoring these guys and these guys in Lebanon to push the war, to throw missiles, to do everything. Was it a state ambayo inatakikana wetu waendelee ama just a state of disorder, a republic of disorder? So it has been pushing people. So countries kama country kama Kenya here, now we are suffering that collateral damage, because imagine wakati hizo mafuta sasa zitaingia hapa Kenya,
hata hali ya maisha itakuwa juu.
Itakuwa juu.
And already ni ngumu.
It was already ngumu. Yeah. And things were at the brink. And another big supplier who was Russia, we were even happy to hear Russia. Everybody told Russia, kama you can attack a sovereign state and take over. Because me, I've never believed that a country should go against international protocols and attack another country. That is why Museveni was Kenya mtanipatia barabara ya kuenda Indian Ocean. I was shocked because that is geography. That is geography. Water, like any other resource, is a wild resource.
Yeah.
So if we are lucky to be next to water, that is our luck. You go to Uganda, utapata kama even they have some natural resources which you don't have.
Yeah.
Say for example, wakona Mount Everest. They have Mount Everest there. Ask, see Mount Everest, but it's called Mount what? Mount Elgon. Uganda has Mount Elgon. I cannot say nyinyi mtuachie Kenya must have Mount Elgon, otherwise it will be war. It's a natural resource. You were born with it or you were born without it. After all, look at Israel. Compare Kenya. Do you know Israel as basically a desert?
Yeah.
Israel basically is a desert. That Negev desert, which you normally hear, almost the entire country. Yet, they are one of the few countries which are self-sufficient in food. Wanatengeneza chakula yao ya kukula nyumbani na ya ku-export. And they export even to countries like Kenya. Now imagine with all these bushes to Konazo and waterfalls and whatever, we import some oranges from Israel and we enjoy it. You enjoy it. So those natural resources, God gave them to you, but whatever you do with them is your own business. There are some countries which have worked well to manage those resources. There are some countries which have not worked very well, and they have not enjoy the benefit of those resources, but other countries without, like say for example Israel has never started a war with Kenya because they say you have all the waterfalls, you have all these resources, and hazikusaidi. Yet it's true, we have all those things that hazikusaidi. So once a country says I want to attack you because of the natural resources that you have, that is not fair. That is where Iran has been. That's basically where we are.
But kuna watu tu wameumbwa hawana hiyo roho ya kutosheka.
Yes.
No matter how much they have, they will want more.
That's a big challenge.
Yeah.
Whatever he has, he wants more.
Yeah.
Angalia over the fence, and on whatever you have on your fence, that is what he wants to take over. And it's always about, I want to take over, I want to take over, I want to defeat him and take over.
Yeah.
That to us is a very wrong spirit. So that is probably what has gotten Iran to where it is.
Yeah.
Because Israel knew that, number one, it could not handle a protracted war with Iran. The other country is more than 10 to 15 times bigger than in size than Israel. So the idea was hit it from the head and smash it very fast that it will never know what happened. Before, people were so scared of Iranians. After the Iraq-Iran war, and then Iraq got too proud and got themselves into the mess of this trying to take the 1993 war, where they were trying to take over Kuwait, and now it was Iraq against the world.
Yeah.
And US made sure that they were flattened. Gonga kabisa. And that's the time when Iran now came up. Now it never had a neighbor which is its equal. Because Wakina Kuwait and whatever, the other Arabian countries were more of development in terms of wealth creation. You go to a place like United Arab Emirates, like whatever, it's about wealth creation. It's about doing nice buildings. It's about building the biggest World Trade Center. But for Iranians, they just focused on war. War. The Bible says, whoever lives by the sword will die by the sword.
Yeah.
It's happening to That's what has happened to the Iranians. I'm not even saying the Iranians, but I would say the Iranian clique which is running the country. Because it's not even everybody.
Yeah, it's not everyone.
Hawana proper elections. Hawana is just that clerical head called Ayatollah. Ayatollah moja akikufa, Ayatollah mwingine anachaguliwa. Not by the people. It is by a small clique in the mosque there. Wakishamchagua, then he is now the head of state. You can imagine how unfair.
Yeah. I think someone should tell them life is not like all about competition.
It's not all about competition. Learn to enjoy.
Yeah.
You can hear how I was getting diamond, platinum.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Learn kuamka kama unajienjoy. Unauliza how many showers can we build, how many swimming pools can we do, and whatever. For them, they just say, no. When it's a lady, hata macho yako itakikani ionekane. Hijab unafungiwa mpaka huko nini. Ukipatikana kama hauna hiyo, that is war.
Yeah, they mistreat the women.
Yes. Huh? Yes. Some very austere conditions of living. Women wamemwekea mpaka anaonekana kama hata macho yake huwezi ona vizuri. So that has been a challenge. Let's hope for the best. And by saying let's hope for the best, maybe I'm thinking the way Trump is thinking, that Iran can never have peace. They have that system.
Yeah.
Therefore, a change of regime, change of style of leadership is necessary.
Yeah.
We may not like it, we may like it, but the truth of the matter is that change is necessary to confront it.
Yeah.
Karibuni sana Simba Nest Radio, sauti ya mwananchi. Yule anatujoin sahi, tuko na program hii inaitwa Middle East Analysis. Tunaifanya leo afternoon. Na karibuni sana for opinions if you have any. Tuendelee hivyo. Yes.
On our social media platforms at Simba Nest Radio, and on our WhatsApp number 728-091-656. Yeah.
Hiyo nzuri. Na tutatupata kwa Facebook, utapata ukiona jina old name inaitwa Simba Nest Radio, ujue ya kuwa sasa hiyo ndio Simba Nest.
Yeah.
Facebook allows also we cast our shows there, so you can be watching them, you can be listening to them. Karibuni sana. Ukiwa kwa YouTube ni Simba Nest TV. So ukiandika Simba Nest Space TV ndio hiyo. Asanteni sana for the time being. Pengine unaweza kuwa na maneno ya kufunga kabla tumalize program.
I hope too for the best.
Yes.
And we hope hizo conflict ziishe as soon as possible.
Yes.
Na mjikinge kutokana na floods. And be safe. Kwa majina ni Jena Itore.
Yes, na poleni sana floods. Wale wametuacha kwa sababu ya floods, tumeona pole sana, especially the ones who are probably mtu ameenda kujitafutia watoto asubuhi, kufika jioni unakuwa fulani hakurudi, kumbe ndio siku yake ya mwisho amejua. Tunaacha hiyo. Next topic will be on how easily conned are Kenyans. Because we have seen sahii ukifungua radio unaambiwa ya kuwa Kenyans wameenda Russia, wameenda kusaidia Russia kupigana na Ukraine. Ni vita ingine which is so unprofitable. Because so it's important that we appreciate that and we'll. Leo ni kusema asanteni sana and asanteni sana for the shows, na tukimaliza tunamaliza tukisema ni hivyo na